Hi, this is Ted. Today I'm going to be talking about Las Vegas. What's with Las Vegas? Well, okay, so my family, and including myself, my wife, and my two kids, we all went to Las Vegas for an event that one of my daughters was in this last few days. And while I was there, I broke open my iPad and started looking for Word, Microsoft Word, to get something going for this talk that I was about ready to have, and realized that I can't get into Microsoft Word because I have to have some kind of code or something, and I don't have that code with me. So fine, I'll just use Apple's Notes. And so I do that, and I find my last set of notes, which was from a few months ago, was about the very same subject that I was going to have for tonight. And so I thought, how interesting. All right, there's several possibilities. Maybe it's just coincidence, it's just a fluke. Maybe God is giving this to me and setting this up so that I will just confirming to me this is what I would have you to talk about. But there's a third possibility I was thinking about, and that is maybe subconsciously I was, the last set of notes came from my last vacation that I was on with my wife several months ago. And it just could be that while I'm on vacation, my mind just kind of goes in that direction of where I wanted to talk about. Okay, that's a possibility. So I don't know what to say. And really, what it comes down to is that people get this all the time. We have these coincidences that are lining up. And we, as human beings, need to find, and we search for, and we naturally gravitate towards kind of trying to define what's going on, making sense out of things. And that's going to mean that a lot of times we're going to say it's fate or it's God. That's what's going on in the charismatic movement tremendously, in Pentecostal as well. God told me this, God told me that, God told me this. But a lot of times I'm not so sure. I'm not going to jump on that. Well, there's another thing that came up. During this time, I did have a little bit of, during this few days, I had a few minutes to myself. And so I broke open my computer and I was reading. And as I was reading, it was talking about the very same thing. Now, what are the chances? I'm in Las Vegas. Okay, this is the world of chances. And every once in a while, people really do break through the possibilities and actually win. And so I'm thinking, Las Vegas is a lot like people who make it to the top of the charismatic world, who really do prosper as much as they say they're going to. They are the Las Vegas winners. The rest of the people, unfortunately, will go home disappointed. Then we're walking down the street, and I'm thinking this would really be a nice picture. So take a picture, and then I realize this is kind of like what I'm really trying to portray, what I'm really trying to say in this video, that there's a lot of disappointment in the charismatic world. Disappointment when you don't get healed when you say you should. Disappointment when you claim something and it doesn't happen. Disappointment when you just can't seem to hold on to that feeling forever. There's so many disappointments. And all those disappointments are covered over and are pushed aside by the newest and the greatest preacher coming along and saying, you are going to get it. Promise after promise after promise. Disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. But I don't think a lot of people see those disappointments. Do you know why? Because of the promises that are overloading and are on top of all those disappointments. But they have to be there. They've got to be there somewhere. because it promises so much. And what does that have to do with my picture taking? Well, it's kind of like the stores that you see. They're so, sorry, I gotta go here. But it's like these stores that you see, they look so promising. It looks like so much that you can get, and it's so cool and everything. But in the charismatic stores, they're very empty. There's nothing there. They look great. The promises are all there. But what is really being delivered? You're not going to get the healing that you expect. Very few people do. They'll be the casino winners. They'll be the ones the casino supports and says, see, we told you there is healing. Of course, there's a reason why a lot of these people do get healing, and that is because they have certain types of diseases that, humanly speaking, are going to get healed. In other words, very possible to get healed. The charismatic movement is thriving right now. And a lot of the reasons it is thriving is because it's promising so much. But it promises more than it can or has ever delivered. And this is Ted. Y'all have a good day.